Yo dudes, I installed a DWVO light bar on my 2017 Jeep Wrangler and hooked it up to a custom switch. I've got a discount code for the light bar and links to everything you need in the description below. I started off the project by removing these 5 bolts found on either side of the glass. Now's a good time to clean up because those A-pillars aren't going to see the light of day for a long time. Yo, and I almost forgot, I always keep a can of sunscreen in the glove compartment, safety first. This sun has been brutal. Alright, back at it. The kit from DWVO comes with everything you need. Attach the supplied peel and stick gaskets to the mounting brackets. Then I attach the brackets to the A-pillars using the bolts that I just removed. The light bar itself attaches to the mounting brackets with 2 bolts and 2 locking washers. The smaller spotlights have an adjustable bracket and a mounting bolt. The adjustable bracket attaches to the back of the spotlight with 2 locking washers and 2 nuts. The spotlight assembly then mounts to the rig with a locking washer and a nut. The hell yeah switch is going to be for the main light bar. But man, I want these spotlights to have their own switch. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think it should say. I'm going to access the wiring for these spotlights behind this body panel, so I'm going to go ahead and tuck the wiring in here now. There's a number of ways you can run the wiring for these light bars, but I chose to run it behind the interior trim of the A-pillar, and I did this for a couple of different reasons. I had to start off by removing my aftermarket grab bars, but most of this trim can be popped off with a trim tool. I also popped off the piece of trim on the side of the dash. Alright, let's get after that wiring. The kit comes with its own wiring harness and I wanted to see how much I had to work with, so I mocked it up by laying it against the firewall. Between the door and the dash there's a hole in the firewall filled with spray foam. Using a long screwdriver I simply poked a hole through the insulation. Then I fished the wire for the light bar and the switch through the hole. I tucked the wire for the light bar behind the A-pillar trim and up to the top of the Jeep. I saw another YouTuber do this next step and I thought it looked super clean, so I thought I'd try it for myself. I cut a tiny slot behind the gasket of the Freedom top. Then I pulled the wire through. Using butt connectors, I crimped the light bar to the harness. Once that was done, I was able to tuck the wiring behind the trim and it disappeared. The kit comes with its own switch, but if you know anything about me, man, you know that I want something that nobody else has. I found this rad little switch box online. All you gotta do is cut out the tabs with a blade and snap it in place of your original A-pillar trim. I also found a company online that makes custom rocker switches. I sent them my design and about a week later I had a badass custom switch. The kit switch comes attached to the wiring harness and you can mount it anywhere you want. But for my application I snipped the switch off, stripped the wires and attached it to my custom switch. With that complete I snapped the switch into the new panel. Check out how clean that looks. Hell yeah. And if you have any excess wiring, just tuck it into the side panel. We're almost done, dudes. It's the home stretch. The last thing you're going to do is attach the positive and negative wires to the battery. The kit's wiring harness comes with an inline fuse and relay, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. Man, if you found this video helpful, please be sure to mash that subscribe button and follow me on my socials. Links in the description below. Finally, to tidy things up, I zip-tied the wiring harness to the firewall. It was about this time that the sun started going down and I was getting stoked to test it out. Check out that switch. Hell yeah. And holy shit, the light's so bright my camera can't even handle it. Alright dudes, I gotta cruise. Hit me with any questions and stay tuned for more DIY. Hell yeah.